Hi everyone, welcome to the show Must Go Meta. This is Here Fashion Hub, and here is Maria with Vincenzo Rana, the CEO and co-founder of Knobs, the leader in software development. Hi Vincenzo, thank you very much for joining us today. I will not take a lot of time of our audience, and I would let you introduce yourself. Just tell us about you, tell us about Knobs, because I'm sure our audience would like to know more.
Okay, so hi everybody, I'm Vincenzo Rana, I'm the CEO of Knobs. Knobs is a company that help other companies into going towards the Web3, the metaverse and Web3 projects. So we are a tech company and we help other companies bring innovation in them. I'm also a professor at Politecnico di Milano and a researcher at the Observatory of Blockchain Distributed Ledger of Politecnico. So I'm involved in this new technology from different point of view, from the academic one, from the industrial one. So I see a lot of new projects coming around, and I'm really excited to see them in the market, because I mean, not everybody is using blockchain right now. Everybody's speaking about blockchain, but we still have to see real projects, a lot of real projects that come into the market.
Yeah, exactly, Vincenzo. This is actually what we're going to speak today about. And do you think so? The Web3 is a fad? Is it a thing that's going to pass? Just, or yeah, a fad, or is it something else?
Okay, it's a good question. So basically, I think that there are some innovations that are brought by Web3 and blockchain that are will stay with us for a long time. From the simple one, I will start from probably the simplest one that comes into my mind, which is, for instance, the creation of accounts, so the login. You know what to do. You use it to register to different services on the web, and you are somehow use it to have different accounts for different services. Okay, and there are two things that are, would say, problematic there. The first one is that you have to create new identities every time you access to new service. And the second one is that you do not really own your account, okay? So someone else can close it, can give it to someone else. You cannot sell it, you cannot sell your account, you cannot do whatever you want with your account. No, you can do that with physical assets, but you cannot do with digital assets. Okay, so starting from here, this is not exactly blockchain. This is the way in which blockchain let you connect. I would say you can create an identity, a cryptographic identity, without asking anyone. You can create that in your room, okay, without even an internet connection. So you create an account, and that is crazy. You can connect to any services on the web, on the Web3, but also on the internet. So I imagine that in few years, probably, I don't know, in few months, probably in few years, you will have this kind of account. You have one account that is your identity, and you can connect to every service. Okay, and this is just one of the innovations that you can use with blockchain. So even starting from this one, I think that there is some values in that. Okay, and finally, you can start owning something which is digital, such as your account. You have it, you can do whatever you want. You can sell it to someone else, you can lend it, you can really do what you want, whatever you want. And then probably we will start understanding that in the same way we will own our account, we can own other digital assets. So it could be art, it could be avatars, for instance, okay, or simply data, okay, information about yourself. Right now, you are giving your information to anybody on the social network, on the internet, and so on. We'll start understanding that we can own our data. We can do something interesting with our data. So I don't think it will go away very fast, this technology. That's my opinion.
Okay, exactly. Yeah, as you were speaking, I was just thinking that actually, yeah, NFTs, for example, right? It's an example of
Yeah.
having your having a piece of digital art, which is up to you, like you own it, and you can prove that you own it. And I think it's making it's a revolution for art and for fashion, and it's a huge opportunity for brands that are emerging to jump on it, you know. Like from your experience with maybe, I don't know, some projects for Knobs, do you see a lot of brands embarking on this journey?
Yeah, a lot of them, I would say, because with NFTs and this technology, you can do really a lot of different things. So you said NFTs for art, which is probably the first application. Okay, so you can buy a piece of art by buying the corresponding NFT. Could be physical art or digital art, which is nice. You can do that for fashion. Okay, you can do that for tracking things. But just imagine when you sell a product, you could sell also the digital twin, so a digital representation of it, such as an NFT. So why should you do that? Which is the advantage? So for instance, you can I don't know, do a limited edition. You can prove that an item is a limited edition. So you can say, I will just give it away, I don't know, 10 of these objects. Okay, and you also have the ability then to give the NFT to the people, and you have also a proof of originality. So you can demonstrate, you can have something you can demonstrate. So for instance, I mean, you can also use that on the internet or on the services to show to another human being or a machine that you have something. Right now it's very difficult. Okay, you have you have, I don't know, some clothes which are from some brands. How can you demonstrate that to an application, for instance, that has give you some discount or access to a particular part of the website? It's very difficult. With NFTs, it will become very easy. And another advantage that you will gain automatically is that you can also track the originality in the secondary market. Okay, so it's difficult to create a fake object and to sell it, because you can do that with the object or with the cloth or with the item, but you cannot do that with the NFT. So it's very difficult. So
Right.
just imagine, just doing that, you obtain a lot of advantages, and a lot of brands are understanding that and are starting using this technology, especially from the marketing point of view right now, which is fine. So I can create a community, I can engage people, I can give people right to vote something or to be part of the community, to have a digital item that I give you, and then you will do something in the next few years. You maybe do not still know what right now, but you will understand through time. So it's really nice. You can create community engagement and so on. So we are seeing a lot of companies that are trying to use this technology, especially very big brands and company and startups. So there is this dichotomy. So basically, all the big brands, a lot of big brands are doing projects with blockchain technologies, and also a lot of startups are using this technology to build their products. While in the middle, I see a little bit of fear, which is nice, which is, I would say, which is something normal. Okay, even the user, when there is a new technology, are a little bit scared of new technology because you have to understand it. So that is why I do a lot of, also information about blockchain. So it is a little bit scary and still has to be understood to be part of our lives, I think.
Exactly. Exactly. This is why, like, the next question, it comes like, you're reading my mind, actually. The fear, the gap, I'm also, like, I'm a fan of personally NFTs, Web3, metaverse, crypto, though it's crypto winter now, and, like, I'm losing some points, but it's a part of the game, I think. But still, there is sometimes this fear in the back of my head, it's not true, it's not real, like, we are all being tricked, this is just like a financial pyramid, I don't know, a cult, let's say. And okay, but these are just my perceptions, but the question was, let's say, as we are representatives, let's say, of European continent, is European market ready for this transformation, or are we still on the way to get ready?
I think we are on the way, and you see that companies, as I told you, big companies, startup are doing that. Also, institutions, okay, are doing that. For instance, with the European blockchain service infrastructure, okay, we are doing that here in Italy with the Italian blockchain service infrastructure. So we are building infrastructure on blockchain for the institutional applications. So I think that we are going toward the adoption of this technology. Right now, we do use blockchain very little. Okay, probably you can buy some crypto, you can buy some NFT, and that's basically all. Okay, so not that much, but it is normal. So it takes time for technology to be part of our lives. It's not a sudden change, never is. So it will take time probably, but I think we are on the right path. I think that these innovations that are brought by blockchain would be understood slowly by people. I think it happened the same thing with the internet. No, with the internet at the beginning it was somehow useless. Okay, you can understand the technology, but I mean, what can you do? No, or the first people having cell phone. Okay, so I mean, if not everybody has it, I mean, the utility is very low. But then when people start understanding that, oh, come on, you can do a lot of things, then probably it becomes less scary. Okay, so use a cell phone and internet today without any problem. It was not the same 20 years ago. And also there is something also in your words about crypto and this kind of stuff. There is something that is not clear yet. There is blockchain or Web3 that are technologies. Okay, so they are the backbone with which you can build different stuff. Okay, so for instance, crypto is an application of blockchain. Okay, it's a specific application. NFT are another application. Traceability of items is another one. Originality and so on. You can build with different stuff. So they are all applications with the same backbone. So the technology is very powerful. We still, I mean, probably do not have seen yet a real application or the killer application that will pop up in the next few years. We see some applications, they are nice, okay, but the technology is very powerful and will let people create completely new business that right now you cannot probably even imagine. Okay, it happened the same stuff with the internet. At the beginning, it was very difficult to believe that one day you will have that in your pocket and using every day for everything in your life. Okay, so probably if you I mean, if you go back in time and try to think about, I mean, how much you use internet today, yourself of 20 years ago would be scared probably. Okay, it's impossible to believe that, but right now we are doing that. Even these discussions over the internet, or any social network, and so on. So it's very nice. And I think that right now we are really working a lot on the infrastructure, which is nice. I'm an engineer, so I like technology, but obviously people will have to deal with application, not directly with the technology. And in technology, we are doing a lot of stuff. For instance, I'm the scientific advisor of one company, which is a spin-off of Polytechnico, so it comes from the academia, which is the code, which is building services and API for other companies to connect to the blockchain in an easy way, you know. And there are different applications now that use this backbone, and the crazy stuff is that people are using blockchain without knowing that. And this is the really probably the rival point. Okay, use that. You know that it is secure. It is like HTTPS. No, it's the secure protocol of the internet. You just see a lock on your browser, and that's fine. You do not want to know exactly what happened behind. Probably when we say, okay, don't worry, this is on blockchain. Okay, that's fine. You will not have to change your habits. You will use the application, and you know that you have some advantages that before were not possible. For instance, connected to any website with the same login. Okay, it could be a social network, it could be an institutional portal, it could be whatever you want, and it's the same login. You understand that this is powerful, but you are not using the technology, but probably the application built over that technology.
Yeah, I was just thinking that actually I have some blockchain apps, and I started realizing they're blockchain apps when they asked me for creating, you know, the passcode. Remember this word? I was like, really? But you're not different from anything else I've seen before, and it wasn't blockchain. I think the transition from the, let's say, this part, the interface part of you, it will not be visual. Like, people will not realize they're in blockchain until they are told they are. So
yeah, that's true. Just imagine you buy something, okay? I don't know, you buy some shoes or something else, and they give you the certificate instead of giving you I mean, a piece of paper. Rather, they will just let you scan a QR code, or they give you something via Bluetooth, for instance, you will see that, you will store that inside the wallet that will store all the certificate you have, and then probably you will somehow probably forget that they are non-fungible tokens, okay? So that is something that we have to say right now, because I mean we are still dealing over the technology, and there is the technology part. So it's a token that is not fungible, which is on the blockchain, and so right now we are still stick to that layer. But yeah, probably we will detach a little bit.
Let us think, like in 3 years or in 5 years, how do you see the future of the Web3? What significant changes do you see as an insider as well? So
Okay. I think that probably we'll see the Web3 in a lot of, I would say, real application, starting from, I don't know, it comes to my mind, gaming, for instance, okay? So every time you play something, everything you earn in the game is not yours, okay? If you gain an elixir or I don't know, a sword or something else, okay, it could be a score, it could be a prize of any kind. It's not your, okay. You do some work, which is playing, which is not bad, but it is still I would say a work, okay. But you get something that is not yours, so you start understanding that you can get those prizes you can use outside the game, and the same will apply to also a lot of other aspects. For instance, ticketing, okay, when you go to concert, okay, or you go to a place or to an event, why the ticket should not be an NFT, okay? So right now I think that that's the right technology. So you give me something which is certified, I can, it is digital, I can exchange with other people, okay, I can I can take that in my wallet. I can, I don't know, show that in 2 years to demonstrate that I've been there. So there are a lot of things in which technology probably is already the right one, but we just have to understand it and be aware of it, and probably be a little bit less scary. So when the user interface will help you in this process, probably we'll do the next step.
But I mean, of course, as you said, your example with tickets, it can be implemented in any sphere. For example, like also fashion production, and not only fashion, but production, like invoices. I don't know, any type of paper we get now, we sign, and any type of code we put in the system to authorize something, it can be implemented in blockchain, right?
Yeah, of course. And there is something when you want to show someone what you have, you can invite someone to your house. They will see the books you have on the shelf. They will see how you're dressed. Do you see your car? No? Tell something about you. They'll see your clothes and so on. So this technology will help you in doing something similar, probably on the web. No, on the Web3, you can show people what you like and what you do. Okay, in a somehow certified way. Of course, if I come to your house and I see a picture on the wall, okay, you have it, okay. It cannot be.
Exactly.
If I see a car, you own it, okay. Well, on the web, I could take everything, every things of every fashion brand, and say that I have everything, okay. So how can I don't know, I would not say probably demonstrate, but I mean let people enter into my virtual house, okay, that could be the metaverse, and see what I do, okay. And this is interesting. I will see how fashion brands will use this right now, especially for marketing purpose or for making discount, creating engagement. But I think there is much more, okay. When you buy something from a fashion brand, you're buying the object, but also a part of the brand, because you want to be part of the community, okay. And this is something that with this technology can somehow bring into the virtual world, okay. There are people which are buying fashion stuff just in the metaverse, okay, just digital one, okay. Probably this is the next step. It's also difficult for me to understand that, but okay, somehow I see that it makes sense, okay. When you buy a t-shirt with a brand, probably you're not just buying the t-shirt, you're buying much more, okay. And probably there are cases in which also buying the other stuff, which is not the physical one, could be of interest. Okay, so it's also difficult for me. So don't worry if you do not agree with me. But I see that could be okay. I saw people buying yachts or I don't know, sport car in the metaverse. Okay, so it's somehow crazy, but if you can go faster, if you can do something that other people cannot do, basically it's also luxury, right? So sort of luxury, strange luxury, but still luxury.
But actually, you were speaking about buying like things that are supposed to be feasible, like clothes in the metaverse. I'm already doing it, just hoping, that someday I can also have a call with you or with any person wearing my NFT. So I already have some of them to show off, but still, I didn't find an app that can supply me this opportunity yet. But maybe somebody's watching us right now and is already having this idea. Please make this app for me. Yeah.
That's true, but in the gaming, it is happening, I mean, since a lot of years. So, for instance, when you play something and you buy a skin for your player, okay, you're basically buying clothes for your player, okay? You just call it skin, but it's that. And this is something that is a big industry on that. There are a lot of money involved. Of course, when you do that without blockchain, if the game collapses or closes, you lose everything. If you can buy that in another way, you can use that in the game, but it's still your. It is better, I would say, because if the company that gave you the item will close, don't worry, I still have the NFT, so I can use in other, I don't know, metaverse or other application. Okay, so it's just a transition from something that we have already seen with a new technology that give you somehow some superpowers.
Okay, I see. I would ask, is there already a transition possible from different meta platforms, let's say? So can you take all of your stuff, let's say, from one metaverse and bring it to another one? Or it's still not possible?
Okay, from the technology point of view, you can do that. Right now, we are working, I mean, globally to create standards and to try to find the right way of doing that. So from the technology point of view, that is completely feasible. Blockchain is somehow sort of big hub, a big bus in which all the player can interact. So from the technological point of view, so I'm an engineer, let me say something. Basically, when you build a system, okay, of the internet, to connect your system with other one, you need to open API, to make connection, to make agreements. So that, I mean, it makes very difficult for one player to interact with another player, especially if if we are working in the same field, okay? Blockchain somehow opens this collaboration because there is an open standard. I emit some tokens. Tokens are you own the token, so the user owns the token and can use the token in different places, in different marketplaces, and so on. So there is sort of collaboration, implicit collaboration, okay? And there is, I mean, there's no a third party which is guaranteeing. Sometimes it is problematic to find someone to trust, okay? Especially if we are competing on something, while blockchain is sort of third party that guarantees everybody to have the same rights on the field. So sometimes you can collaborate with other brands, maybe without knowing that, and this is creating a sort of engagement, a global engagement. And this that you were saying of bringing one item from one place to another one is completely doable. Is what blockchain does. Of course, then you need, for instance, to have the I would say graphical representation of that in the metaverse, and this is something you have to build. So we are working in that direction, but there is probably the ending point of our path.
Okay, and well, the last question, which is pretty short, to be a designer of an NFT, to be a designer in blockchain sphere in Web3, do we need to be very prolific with coding?
Okay, this is nice. No, I would say no. Probably you have to understand what there is behind. We help a lot of companies understanding that, because right now you risk to overestimate or underestimate the difficulty and the advantages of doing something. So probably you need someone to help you at the beginning, but to create that, I mean, there are a lot of tools, and Bcode are is creating some of them that help you create an NFT without knowing how to code. Okay, so you need to understand how it works. Probably it's like how it happened with the internet. Okay, right now you can build a very simple website without having skills, too many skills. If you want to build something simple, if you want to create something more complex in e-commerce or a website with some particular features, probably you have to go to someone that knows how to code. Probably it will be the same with Web3. To create just NFT that can be exchanged very simply, you can just do that without knowing how to code. While if you want to create, and you can do that, this is amazing. You want to create an NFT for a ticketing where every time you sell it, there is something that changes in the ticket. You go a little bit far away from your artist, or you lose the access to the backstage. So you program the NFT or the item to change over time depending on what happens in the real world or in the blockchain. Then for doing that, yeah, probably you need to code. So you need a company that helps you in creating these kind of applications.
So basically, that's what you're doing with knobs, right?
Yeah, this is one of our big tasks, helping companies to create a project over their idea of business. So I want to do this and that. Is it possible? The answer is always yes, in the sense that with blockchain, this is a very bad word, is Turing complete. So it means that you can create application as you can do with your computer. You can create any application you can imagine. Okay, you can do whatever you want with a computer. With some blockchain, you can do the same stuff with. So the answer is yes. If you have an idea, we can try to build that. Okay, you can, for instance, preserve the privacy of the data of your user. You can make NFT that change over time. You can create specific portion of your services or application or website that are accessible just to you who have done something, so bought something before, or that did some, I don't know, games or interaction with the platform and so on. So you have a business idea, and we help you into translating them into real project by, helping you understanding all the advantages that you could exploit, okay, which is not easy right now. There are new every weeks, every month. There are new things you can do because you see someone that is doing that, or you have some ideas, and so you discover new opportunities. It's very nice time to play with this technology right now.
Exactly. And I think, well, the best thing about this technology is also that we are getting connections from, it's a tsunami of connections and interactions with people, you know. And after COVID, also, I didn't want to say it because everybody says that, but I need to say it. After COVID, we like this connection with people, and now we have something that is finally able to give us a light version of real connection. Yeah. Okay. To the physical connection, let's say. Okay. Thank you very much for this interview. I don't have any more questions, but if you have some questions for me, you can always ask me.
Okay, it's very difficult. I would say that I didn't know, but for what I told you, okay, what do you think that you would do if you have access to this technology right now? So, what do you do? I don't know, you would buy ticket to prove that you were the first fan of an artist? Because sometimes that happens to me. So, for instance, I went to some concert years ago. Now I see the artist which is famous and say, I was there, but I cannot prove you. Okay, that's not the problem, of course. I can just tell that. But just imagine having all your data certified. Okay, so the question is, if you can do that, what would be nice for you to have certified to be able to have all these data recorded for you? It's a difficult question.
Well, this is a pretty banal maybe answer, but I'm fond of arts, of fashion. So, and I always, you know, I always wanted to be a designer. Always. So I would launch something mine, pretty much. I would create my community around it. Maybe I will do it in the foreseeing future.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? I'm not saying no to this, but yeah, I would like to have some piece of my soul, which is my art, that I could distribute through my community of admirers. Or, you know, I had this very crazy idea of personal branding, you know, creating NFT of my personal brand. I mean, of every person's brand, and creating a community based on NFT's personal brand. For example, I know this person, maybe it doesn't make sense, but I know this person, and this person me his or her token, and I don't know, I can connect based on this token with anybody else who has the token of this guy. Or this
Yeah,
girl.
it's not crazy. There are some applications that are doing something similar, so that's not crazy. It's interesting. And also for the first thing you said, if you're a designer, just imagine you design something, okay, you want to give that to some companies to maybe produce it, okay? It could be you sell it or you give it just because you want to see your creature bring it to life. So just imagine you create an NFT, you certify your creation, and then you distribute that. Anybody will see that it is your, okay? You can have the right of having something, which is much more difficult in other sense. So there are some companies that, I don't know, ask you to send some design, then how do you know, how can you prove that you are the one designing that, okay? So there is something that is also, there are some applications, some companies that are building around this idea. So nice.
Thank you. Thank you for this question, and thank you very much for your time. It was a really, let's say, enlightening talk about different concepts, and I have everything. I hope also our audience, but now I have everything, let's say, sorted out in my mind. And thank you for Knobs, and thank you for changing the industry and making it happen. You,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you for inviting me. And of course, if you or your audience have any question, feel free to contact me. I'm really passionate about the subject, so I like to speak about that and discuss everything that is in your mind. So feel free to contact me.
Sure. Thank you very much.